This show is supported by you. Stick around till after the news, or actually during the news, to hear a little bit more about that and some new swag we're trying to sell that you might want. You definitely want. This is Cup of Go for Friday, October 10, 2025. Keep up to date with the important happenings in the Go community in about 15 minutes per week. I'm Jonathan Hall.
And I'm Shai Ahmad. Aren't I happy that you're not in sales?
I used to be.
This thing that you
definitely
might
want this thing. I actually won a ski trip because I was the second best salesperson in my department.
No way.
Of technical support people.
I also heard that you worked at Denny's today.
I worked at Denny's too.
Your employment history. I used to bus tables. I also had a different job.
Yeah, I used to mow lawns. I used to lots of things. These days, I mostly just break people's computers.
Talking about hard work, I really appreciate all the hard work Andy Williams has put into the last episode. Thanks for covering for me, man. I really appreciate it. You know where I went, Jonathan?
Where did you go?
I went to Disneyland.
Woohoo!
I just crashed my car again. Now I'm going to Disneyland.
It was actually super fun. I was sure I'm just going to, like, my kid was going to have fun, and I was just going to be there to, like, watch her. But actually, Disney's awesome. Not sponsored, obviously. But man, the mouse knows what he's doing. So while I was in Disneyland, apparently all the little security problems came home to roost. We have 10 security fixes in this minor release, folks. Although, when reading through them, they all have very similar vibes, and a lot of them from the same company, Katana Cyber. So they're all about like excessive CPU consumption, quadratic complexity. Not all of them, but a lot of them are like performance related security bugs that can cause resource exhaustion. Mm-hmm. So I assume that the CVs themselves don't have a very high score because the only thing it can do is like make your server run too much. And you know, it's from all over the National Cybersecurity Center in Finland and this company called Katana Cyber, which is so European coded, it's not even funny. Like you open their site and it's like, what Katana Cyber brings to the cybersecurity field is the Cataniaccio, a word meaning lock in Italian and used to describe the most defensive play system in soccer.
Sounds a bit European.
Immediately alienating all their potential American customers. Anyway, I wanted to, you should upgrade 1.25.2 and 1.24.8. You should always upgrade patch versions anyway, right? They are like non-breaking and they only bring benefits normally. I did want to mention a few of them just so you understand like the vibe. One of them is, for example, there's no limit when you're parsing cookies, which is, I don't know if it's true for you personally in life as well.
I have no limit to cookie intake.
Exactly. So even though HTTP headers have a limit, the number of cookies, like a size limit, the number of cookies did not have a limit.
So I could make a server or a client that just like sends countless cookies forever and ever.
I can make you allocate a large amount of struct, causing large memory consumption. And now it's limited to 3,000, which feels like a lot.
That does
feels
seem
like more cookies than you should have. But I don't know. Maybe there's a legitimate use case. You're actively trying to be tracked by every single ad agency.
I have to think. Like if I drove up and parked in front of two restaurants, one said all you can eat cookies, and one said 3,000 cookies. I don't know how I choose which one to go to.
We're probably based on price. I don't know. I actually can't enjoy cookies as much because I can't have dairy. So all the really good ones, the brown butter stuff, I can't have. But now you have a maximum amount of cookies that the server can parse, which can be adjusted using the HTTP cookie max num Go debug option, which they missed an opportunity to call it HTTP cookie max num.
Yeah, that's what it should have been.
But that's just me. So these security fixes have all been of this type. Like,
I'm also surprised it's not exposed as an option, although this would have been more than a patch release, but like an option in either the server or the client configuration. Because I could see somebody wanted to set that to like 3 for common cases. But calling debug whatever seems a little bit of like a roundabout way to do that. And it also doesn't let you control it on a per client or per server basis. If you want part of your application to allow maximum 3, other maximum 50 or something, you can't do that.
Yeah, I think doesn't HTTP have a default server that you're not like setting up? So I guess it's for that one. It's for the net HTTP one.
I guess that makes sense.
Which you don't like control. Other examples include quadratic complexity when checking name constraints. So some inputs scale non-linearly, which can cause just a really big complexity. Again, not a huge CV in terms of, oh my God, someone is going to like own your computer, but definitely a worthwhile fix. This is from Jacob Sulik. And also a friend of the show, Jubob, which now I know how to pronounce your name finally, also has a security patch in this one, which is really cool. It's really fun to see like names of people from the show on these notes. From the show, meaning from like the Slack that talk to me, that I don't know them from anywhere else but the show.
Yeah.
The cookie thing was his
awesome.
thing.
So I can blame him for not getting enough cookies.
Done. Yes, exactly. And one other that I really, really liked, you're not going to believe it.
I already don't believe it. You're lying to me.
Net URL.
What?
IPv6.
Oh my goodness.
So as everybody knows, we're just moments away from running out of IPv4 addresses in the world.
Moments away for the last 15 years. We should probably upgrade to IPv8 to fix all these IPv6 problems.
Yeah, that's exactly the kind of take that I can really imagine an AI making in like a Twitter argument. If you're not on IPv8, you're NGMI, you're not gonna make it. Yeah, I bet you, unironically, I could raise $5 million for IPv8 startup like in a week. Anyway, there's a whole thing about mistakenly not validating bracketed IPv8 host names when you parse them. So you need to put them in a square bracket, right? And the IPv4 addresses must appear in these square brackets. And then there's a whole thing. I really love this comment where they like have a screenshot of the RFC with specific parts of it like highlighted. And then apparently it was like, oh, it doesn't have to be. Oh, it does have to be. It's like unquoted brackets have a different meaning in something that I didn't think about since my computer science degree. The augmented Backus-Naur form, which is like a language, like a meta language where you have like rule sets and definition. It's a thing that's strictly used for like RFCs and things like that when you need to define. Anyways, I love it. If you love like people suffering over details of RFCs, this one is the thing for you.
I think we can safely say IPv6 isn't going to replace your network, right? It's someone else's IPv4 using IPv6 that's going to replace your network. To tie it back into the whole AI debate.
Yeah. Anyways, 10 security fixes in like the standard library. Plus, we're not going to go into it, but 2 security fixes in the XNet as well. I think from similar people.
Yes. And they're both related to, you'll never guess it, HTML.
Yeah. It's all like parsing or whatever. And also, it's not like going to own your computer. It's mostly performance stuff, I feel. I try to review all of them. It's like 12. If I missed one, that's actually CVE10. Forgive me. They should order them in order of importance on the.
There you go.
On the security bulletin.
Yeah. Right? Most important first.
By the way, one thing I highly recommend is going to these fixes themselves, because I think actually reading these. When I say fixes, I mean actually the GoogleSource.com like change list, because these ones are a really good way to learn about how to identify and how to fix these sort of things. I think that like looking at these change lists, let's take, for example, the net mail quadratic behavior. So when you parse the mail address, they parsed it like one character at a time instead of a subslice, and then included the benchmark in the commit message. So you can like take a look at it and see that it actually is better. And, if you just look at the file itself, it's really easy to see how a tiny change can cause this like security issue. If you were to look just at the change without the context of which change list it is, you would never be able to guess what this does. So I think it's actually a good like learning opportunity to like look at this change and see, oh, I define the dtext len and the string outside of the for instead of doing it like one by one, and then it's avoiding quadratic behavior. It's like, oh, this is how you avoid, this is the pattern, you know what I mean, to avoid quadratic behavior in my code. Whenever there's a 4, instead of working on whatever's left at every time, just add it in a subslice, for example. So it's good like for the pattern recognition of security stuff.
Yeah, that's clever.
Which if you pull that up in a code review, man, people look like you're a Jedi. Like, this 4 thing has a quadratic complexity. Like, oh my God, how did you know? It's just like practicing chess. Yeah. It's pattern recognition.
Nice.
Anyway, tons of security fixes. Go upgrade. And also very interesting ones. So go read them.
Also very interesting. I see here that Cup of Go is sponsoring a meetup coming up on October 23rd. It looks kind of scary. Ooh. If you're in San Francisco on the 23rd, 5:30. It says 5:30 p.m. That must be my time, not local time, right?
It's San Francisco.
Starts at 5:30 p.m. San Francisco time. Okay. Till 7:30 p.m. Go listen to You Can Edit the Runtime, presented by Josh Bleeker Snyder. Did you know you could edit the runtime? Yeah. It sounds scary, to say nothing else.
Yes, it is an October Halloween-y. It's my first Halloween in the States, and people here are like super excited about Halloween. Like, all my neighborhood is skeletons already, so I was like, I'm going to make it scary as well.
You have a costume selected yet? For Halloween or for the meetup?
Man, I didn't think about any. You just stumped me. I really.
If you get a Brewster costume, I'll send. I don't know. That would be cool.
Yeah, I don't know.
Also scary in the same meetup, a live recording of Cup of Go. I don't know if that's scary for the listeners.
Maybe we'll see. We'll see how well it goes.
Yeah.
So, given the fact that
I have a conflict, so I'll try to pop in for a few minutes, but I won't be there for the whole thing. I will be at the speakers dinner for Go West, which is the conference is happening the next day. So if you are also a Go West speaker, you obviously won't be at the San Francisco meetup that day. And then after that, a lightning talk using LLMs to write murder mysteries. Also scary.
And finally, durable workflow orchestration with Golang and Postgres. So some serious stuff, some not so serious stuff. Overall, should be a lot of fun. We have some like 30 or 40 people attending already.
Nice.
Some including friends of the show or people I've already met, and some people for which it's their first event ever. So I'm like very excited to have everybody.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but we want more people. So
the more, the scarier.
We want to fill the room. Yeah, and there's another meetup in Israel, which I'm not there anymore, but like I still follow Miki on Twitter and whatever. So I saw it. Go Israel December 2025 meetup. If you don't know Miki, I'm like name dropping him. He's our first interviewee ever.
All the way back on episode 1
from like 2 years ago or whatever. It's going to be over at Cato Networks office in Leonardo da Vinci 2 Street in December 10th.
December 10th, Tel Aviv. Upcoming talks
the talks are still TBD.
I guess that means if you want to give a talk, reach out to Mickey and see if there's a spot. It sounds like there probably is one.
Yeah, there sounds like there are 2. Yeah. Or maybe they just haven't.
Might just not have updated.
Yeah, I can't see the attendees because it's like a meetup plus the feature, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? It's like you need the premium, but I can see 4 of the attendees, and I already see I know all 4 of them. So looks like it's going to be a great event. I'm not going to be there because I'm not in Israel at that time, but looks like a great event as well. A link in the show notes.
Awesome. I think that's a good time to do a break. We do have some more news coming up. We're going to talk about some past news issues, some updates, but let's do a quick break first before we get to that.
This show, as Jonathan mentioned at the top, is supported by you. The best way to support us is directly through Patreon. This is a hobby. We do it for fun, but it's kind of expensive, our time and editing fees and hosting fees and whatever. So if you want, you can join our Patreon, $8 a month, or Cup of Go for Mini for $3 a month, and just help us cover costs for the show. We have some new Patreons.
A big shout out to Kent Smith, Jeff Macy, and Jennifer Johnson. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for supporting.
Yes, thank you for joining. We really appreciate it. Other than that, the usual spiel. You can find everything at cupofgo.dev, and we're on Slack at #cupofgo, kebab case with hyphens. If you want to email us, it's news@cupofgo.dev. Another way to support the show is to leave a review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. Just let people know about the show. We don't pay for advertising at all, just word of mouth. So if you're going to one of these meetups or if you're going to a conference, go west, talk about the podcast because we want more people here. Talking about things you can bring to the conference, we have new swag.
We sure do.
We actually have a new logo.
Yes.
Which we're like, it's not going to fully replace the existing one. It's just like a simple version.
We have 2 new logos, to be honest.
Actually, that's true. You can find all of the new things in store.cupago.dev. So we have one logo that's extra explicit. The Range Rover Brewster recursive.
Extra explicit. Do not let your children look at this one.
R-rated sticker. No, it just says Cupago on the bottom, so people know what's up with it. And the cup is recursive, which is fun.
So Brewster's cup has Brewster holding a cup. Has Brewster holding a cup. Blah, blah, blah.
Exactly. And so that's a new big sticker you can place on your laptop or your bag or whatever.
Or if you come to Go West, you can get a free one.
Ooh, what challenge do they have to pass to get the sticker?
You just have to come say hi or pick it up off the table. I'm not sure how that's going to work,
Awesome.
but I'll be speaking there, so I'll be handing them out. If nothing else, come talk to me. I also have new Boldly Go stickers from my YouTube channel. Give you one of those for free if you come say hi as well.
And we have new socks. The Go Sucks. Oh no, wait, Go Socks socks. And one thing I'm most excited about because I recently lost my hat and I need a new hat is the Cupago hat, the controversial Cupago hat in 2 variants, white and pink. I think I'm gonna get the white one. I think I might get both. The pink one actually looks super dapper. And we still have all the old swag, the Cupago coffee mug, the t-shirt, the sweatshirt, which is like my number one hoodie at work. I just keep it at the office, super comfy. The old sticker and the infamous, one person bought it over the last couple of years, wireless charger. Yeah. So
Yes.
all our new swag with the new simplified logo. Give us your feedback if you like it or not. Like, we don't know.
And if you want something else, the place where you're doing this has all sorts of stuff. But we don't want to upload 10,000 products that nobody's going to buy. If there's something you do want, though, let us know, and we'll be happy to consider adding it.
Yes, and let us know what you think of our new logo. It's going like the same way every tech company has gone, where it had like an intricate logo. It's like the Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
Thing. Now we have a simplified
Yeah,
logo.
If you don't like
Rebranded.
it, we'll fire our new CEO. Just to let you know, to be on.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think we should fire him. I think we should just do the Theranos thing, the FDX thing. Just throw him in jail. In reality, we had to get the new logo because for the hat, it has to be simple.
Yeah.
For them to embroider it correctly. That's the actual reason this has happened. You also have a necktie, right?
Yeah, I just got a custom made necktie. This isn't a Cupago specific. I used the pattern that we talked about on the show a few episodes ago. And I made a
new Hawaii pattern.
Yeah, the Hawaiian shirt pattern. It also works for a nice necktie. I had this made at Zazzle, but we could also make go ties. That's what we're going to call it. If we sell a bow tie, it's going to be called a go tie. We can sell bow tie or neckties, I should say. I don't think they have bow ties on our provider. But if you would like a Brewster necktie, we can add those to the store too. Yeah,
we'll add them. Anyway, so lots of new swag. If you've been looking for an opportunity to buy like gifts for the holiday season, or you just need some new socks and you want to show support for the show, you can grab all of these off the store as well. I haven't gotten, by the way, if you're not like the sort of person that installs the RC release the moment it comes out, I ordered the preview prints for these and I haven't gotten them yet. So, if you want to wait for next week's episode for me to tell you if they're good or not, you can wait one extra week. All right, let's get back to the news. I'm excited to hear about these proposals.
All right. First up, this proposal has been accepted. I don't recall if we talked specifically about this proposal, but we talked about its cousin or its brother or whatever. You may recall there was a proposal that was accepted several weeks, maybe months ago, to make the go fix command do nothing because it had a whole bunch of outdated stuff.
Yeah, to replace, it was like deprecated or something, and go vet replaces it. something like that.
So like the last time it was updated was to update from XNet context to context, which was like Go 1.7 or something. You know, so it had some stuff in it. It just is stuff that's completely obsolete by now. So they accepted the proposal to make it do nothing. The command doesn't delete it. It just does nothing. Now they're adding functionality back into it and incorporating that into Go Please. So specifically, one of the things it does is it adds the existing Modernize analyzer, which is kind of a standalone tool you can run in the X package. It looks like it's also part of Go Please, but it will run that through the Go Fix command. So this is stuff that already simplifies certain code examples to newer versions that are simpler. So that'll be part of Go Fix. And then the other specific thing it does is, I think we talked about this in previous episodes also, there's a relatively new Go:"fix directive you can put to inline when you add a new function that replaces an old function. You remember that conversation? So that will be part of Go Fix as well, which is kind of cool because that means that Go Please can update code that has nothing to do with the Go standard library. If you use a Go Fix directive yourself, and then you update versions or whatever, Go Please will, or Go Fix, I should say, will update that for you. So Go Fix is rapidly jumping from the 1980s to modern day in its usefulness.
I'm worried about like people using it to perform changes you wouldn't expect. That's the only thing I'm worried about with this proposal.
Oh,
where do I define, like, how does Go Fix determine which fixes to run? Is there like...
So I think you have to put the Go Fix directly above the deprecated function. So like I couldn't put a Go Fix directive in my code that would tell your code to run my code instead.
Unless I import your code as a library.
Even then I would only be able to do it I could tell my code to call your code, but I wouldn't be able to do the reverse. Now that might still be dangerous in some cases. Like, I don't know.
That's the only thing I'm
how that could be done.
It's like, because people tend to trust the results of these, but then suddenly it's like, oh, I forked a super popular library and I Go Fix it from using like the function. But if I did that, I already owned the supply chain thing, so I actually don't need Go Fix to make it happen.
Exactly.
So maybe it's not actually a real worry.
I think my first concern would be people using it not knowing what they're doing or swapping code that isn't actually equivalent out of laziness.
Oh yeah, that's also a potential problem. But other than all the problems, I think this actually could be useful. Cool. Yeah. One update I see here is something we don't usually mention, which is a proposal that's put on hold.
Yeah, so I think we talked about this a while back, adding experimental HTTP 3 support. It's been put on hold, and it's interesting. The reason I put this in the backlog was to talk about the reason it's put on hold. Basically, they don't want to expose this functionality to the world yet, as they don't want to advertise it as complete, because it's still highly experimental. So they want to put it behind a Go experiment flag, which we're all familiar with. If you've talked or listened at all about JSON v2, for example, that's behind an experiment right now. Different things in the past. Mathran v2 was behind an experiment flag for a while. The problem is the experiment flag is handled by the main compiler, and XNet HTTP3 doesn't have access to that. So the next option was we could use a build tag, but that of course makes building things a little more complicated and so on. So for now it's on hold, I think, basically until the experimental implementation is less experimental, so that they can either go full on with it.
Isn't that a chicken and egg thing though?
Kind of.
If they can't add, if it's on hold, how can they make it less experimental?
I don't know the answer to that.
You know what I mean? Like, you got to move forward unless they're waiting for a specific thing. But anyways, I'm sure that this will like move forward. And we talked about HTTP3 and what does it actually mean in the past. So you can go look up that episode if you want to understand what this means. Generally, I think it's going to be a really good protocol, and we should get on with like implementing it as default and adding into the library, because people are not going to notice, but it's going to make their servers like way better.
It is interesting because, like, to me, XNet is already semi-experimental, I guess. They also talked about putting it under the EXP namespace, but that makes it harder to promote to the standard library later on. So yeah, there's a lot of not quite perfect solutions to this issue.
It's funny, but all this process is actually agile, right? Or actually, like, you want to put it in the hands of some people to try it out and then improve and like incrementally improve. It's just what's the best way to do it without disrupting people who are using the current product, I guess.
I wonder if it would make sense for like the Go experiment flag to be translated to a build tag so that you could expose that in your own code. Like I kind of want that sometimes.
They talk about it in the proposal, and you can't actually do that because the build tags are maintained in the main repo or something like that. So technically, it doesn't. I
just wonder if they should change that, because like I could see myself wanting to write code that works with the JSON v1 or JSON v2, and I don't know how to do that on a code level. I don't think you can control that.
Anyways, it's just put on hold for a while, but I'm sure it'll move forward. The last discussion we want to mention is your favorite topic: clothing naked returns.
Yeah, so this issue has gotten some resistance since we announced it a few weeks ago, and there's I guess I could call it a sub proposal to put it behind an extra flag of GoFumped. Just to recap very quickly, version 0.9 of GoFumped clothes naked returns. So if you're using naked returns, that's, you have a return with no variables at the end. It adds the variable names for you. That's what it does. Some people don't like this, mostly for reasons I don't really agree with, but that doesn't matter because some people don't like it. And Josh Bleeker-Snyder, who's been on the show a few times, makes an interesting point. He says, I was really excited to see this change land. However, I'm slowly coming to the position that it should be an extra. And the reason he gives, I've evangelized GoFumped everywhere I've worked and in a bunch of open source projects I have contributed to. The conversation usually goes like this. Hey, I suggest you use GoFumped. They don't like it so much. He sends a diff. The diff is small. Nobody objects to it. They agree. And then pretty soon they thank him for implementing GoFumped. Recently, he's run the new GoFumped on an open source project he's on, and it had some pretty big diffs, presumably due to naked returns. And he's a little bit reluctant to ask for review of that. Although he agrees with all the changes, he's not sure how well it'll go over with the other developers on this project. So for that reason, he would kind of like to put it behind the extra flag so that it's easier to convince people to use GoFumped. And I agree with him. Even though I can't think of a reason I don't want to use this feature, I would rather, on new projects, adopt the rest of GoFumped without naked return changes than to not adopt it at all, if that makes sense.
And isn't it such a small change it doesn't actually warrant a review? Not to be why would you review it? I ran GoFumped, I'm done. Who needs to review it? Why do you care?
I suppose if, I don't know, on an open source project I might, you want to make sure somebody isn't smuggling something in. Yeah. I generally don't review those either, but for an open source, if somebody submitted me a code review on my open source project that did GoFumped, I would read it line by line. So I could see that.
Or you would just take main and run GoFumped yourself and go diff.
Yeah, I would do that too. Yeah.
I don't know. It's obviously it's more complicated than what I'm saying, but to me it feels like it's probably better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the main thing is like, okay, so it met some resistance. Is it not going in? Well, what's the decision?
So it's already there. No decision has been made. So this is a call for action if you care about this. No decision has been made, but Daniel Marti, the maintainer of the project, suggested possibly putting it behind extra and asked for people to upvote his comment if they want that. And it's gotten a small number of upvotes. It looks like 3 upvotes so far.
We'll see. Anyways, it's like for the extra among us. Like if you don't want it, just use their normal GoFMT, not GoFump, right? So it's not actually.
One of the interesting things about this discussion is it brought my attention to the fact that extra exists. I didn't realize it did. And there's only one other feature behind that flag right now. And that feature is to remove the type definitions from concurrent, or the type name from concurrent types in a function signature. So if you have like string user string password, it would change it be user string comma user password. It would change it to user comma password string. I said that wrong, but I hope you get the idea.
Yeah. I understood what you got. Instead of a int comma b int, it's going to be a comma b int. Exactly.
And I like that.
I don't like it.
You don't like it. So that's why it's behind extra.
Yeah.
I don't because sometimes I do maybe, but in general, it just makes the function signatures longer. I have another linter. I think it's part of Revive that I use with Go Golang CLint that does that for me also, but I have to go manually change it. Now that I know that GoFump can do it, I can just turn that extra flag on and it'll handle it for me. If you have an opinion, whether it should or should not be part of extra, go comment on the issue. Of course, that link will be in the show notes. Yeah, that's that.
Cool. I think that wraps it up for the show. I don't think we even have time to do a lightning round. We've
been
too
rambling
deep
a while.
into too many, like the dwarves. We delved too hungrily and too deep. But we should be back. Yeah. We should be back next week with a normal episode. And then the week after that is going to be like a live recording episode. If you're in San Francisco, you'll be able to join.
Sounds great. See you then.
Program exited.
Program exited. Goodbye.